I love our theme song. Evening, everybody. Welcome back. It's Tuesday night. It's 9 p.m. It's time for What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody?
We're okay. I just got a message on my phone that we're live.
Hey.
That's better than the alternative.
Yeah.
Depends what kind of a day you're having leading up to it.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for staying tuned to the Superstation through the end of the Mama's Family super cut. But as with all good things, it had to come to an end, so that we may fill your evening with G.I. Joe news and miscellaneous malfeasances.
Bart's sacrificing hard to be here.
Right, Bart paused the Love Boat to be here, which if it's one of those not Larry Storch episodes, that's a sacrifice. If it's a Larry Storch episode, we're better than those. Joining me here in the top row, he's Racktime Rob, our comic expert.
Hello.
On the book train again.
Book train for?
I don't know. It says in your thing, time to pre-order a book.
No, it said time to I tried to pre-order a break.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
These glasses aren't great.
Yeah,
Neither are the eyes behind them today.
It was apparently a Target exclusive.
Yeah, those never work out.
Yeah.
And in the bottom row, our special guest host, as the Penguin, Burgess Meredith is no. You know him as the founder and proprietor of Mark II Design. You also know him as the co-host and producer of the G.I. Joe 3D printing podcast. Got it right the first time. This time,
yeah.
Mark Gerwig is on the program.
Yay!
Hey!
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here.
Right? We figured anybody but Phil at this point.
Oh, poor Phil. He's even in the chat.
Hi, Phil.
Now he's going to be crying online at Space Mountain.
Right?
People are going to be asking why.
He's on the It's a Small World ride or something.
Like that. I always like the teacups.
In my younger days, I was known to get on that teacup ride and make people sick enough to get off the teacup ride before we got started. I used to be a spinning fool. Couldn't do that now.
Yeah. Didn't work with Katie. She was encouraging you.
Yeah, no, she was
nuts.
That's what I was doing it for. But Katie is our sister, of course, the youngest. Anyways, apologies for last week. Had some work conflicts come up. Last minute, there really wasn't a place to move the show to, so we just had to scrub. I'll warn everybody going forward, at some point in the near future, we're moving off of Tuesdays. We're going to have to, because that work conflict is going to be a regular occurrence on Tuesday night. So the leader in the clubhouse in terms of what works for us is going to be Wednesday, but we'll see how that goes. So
I was hoping for a return to Thursdays at 9.
No.
That would put us in competition with Hey Yorgi.
Right, and all the other fine programming of the SCTV network.
Yeah.
So be ready for that. We may have we're playing it a little bit by ear the next couple of weeks until we figure out where the permanent schedule, where the permanent spot for the show is going to be.
We don't play in Melonville.
Yeah. If you have suggestions, by all means, leave them in the comments down below. The live chat, well, I'm not paying much attention to the live chat. But as far as programming instructions, but if you want to leave us something permanent down in the big boy comments below, while you're there, be sure to hit all the cool YouTube buttons, like, subscribe. If you're checking us out on Facebook tonight, be sure to give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. But all that stuff makes the algorithm go round. So please help us out. About 30% of you every week don't subscribe, which is weird to me because if you watch us, it's going to keep suggesting us to you anyway. So you might as well just subscribe and get it over with. It's quick and it's free, and that's all there is to it. You like free, right? Free. Anyways, Sean Russell with the super chat, because I keep forgetting to turn those off. Did Mark design Mark Weber? Mark?
No. That's actually a really interesting story. I think we were born at the exact same moment in time. I think we're somehow twins split between two different moms, like some kind of government experiment gone wrong.
I was going to say probably not, because, I mean, would your head scanner be able to accommodate the honcho?
The head scanner. I know what you're actually talking about, but I'm thinking about scanners and a pituitary gland sticking out of my head now. No, actually, I wish I had scanned all of you guys at Joe Fest. So at whatever point I'm in the proximity of you again, I really got to make that happen. I got to make that a priority.
All right.
And I'm talking about like, and like heads exploding, just so we're clear.
Cool.
Don't threaten me with a good time. Dave McDonald asks, right after Mrs. Filbo's Tiny Town. Correct. That is correct. Andrew Galgan is correct too. FIG, free is good. Free is great. FIFG. Free is effing great. Craig Cohan says, Mark has more hair. You decide which Mark I'm talking about. Well,
I think mine looks fuller because it's not red like my face is right now. But
I mean, you've got beard. You got beard, so that probably pushes you over the top.
I think he's like a clear foot taller than me as well.
Yeah, Mark's a tall boy.
Yeah.
I
have a younger brother who's 6'6", I think.
That's got to be the worst.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, full head of hair, thin, tall, just drinking beers all day.
I mean, do you just show up at Christmas and sweep the leg, or because I would show up at Christmas and sweep the leg?
Nah. It used to be we used to be a little more competitive until the accident. So
you know, I lucked out in that regard, and that I'm a big fat dude, but my brothers are big fat dudes, so there's no jealousy in that regard.
We used to be thinner.
Memories.
Age sucks.
Yeah. Joe Fan 84 says, my friend is 6'8". He walks into ceiling fans. One of my good friends in college was 6'9", and that was a common thing. Door frames, ceiling fans, all that stuff.
Hopefully he fares better than Mr. Bunting.
Whatever easy joke you want to make, he actually did it, which is why those are funny, because they're true.
Well, it worked out for me because I ended up spending some time on submarines, and
right,
you don't want to be tall on there.
No,
brutal stuff.
You're walking into every door frame.
I'd say what rather famously David Robinson, the Admiral,
had to transfer out of sub duty.
Yeah, they transferred him out of sub duty. When he accepted the assignment, he was only 6'8", right at the line, and then he kept growing.
Yeah.
Josiah Alcorn
was in the conning tower.
Josiah Alcorn reminding everybody $1 a month at Ko-fi. Ko-fi? I don't know. However it's pronounced. Coffee, probably. Get your name in the credits, which is true. End of the show, all of our monthly coffee subscribers, right there in the credits. Right there with Staff Sergeant CNUG. Isn't that the dream? Be somewhere with Staff Sergeant CNUGs.
I'd hate to be outranked by a chicken nugget. That would suck.
His title is mostly decorative. It's more. It just kind of worked with the. We're going for the alliteration.
Yeah.
But it's good to know he's an E6.
Yeah, I mean that was probably it too. He probably wasn't going to. The pay was probably lined up with whatever his acting guild scale is, worked out to be an E6. A little known fact: Mark Gerwig is the voice of Staff Sergeant C. Nugs in the animation that we've done.
That worked.
But much like I was the voice of Snake Eyes in the old Sunbow cartoons. And Josiah Alcorn adds, and you get a nickname. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. Don't go crazy. We do have we anything we collect in the super chat going forward. We're for a couple of weeks. We're going to send on to Jamie Sullivan. Although the best thing you can do is go to Jamie Sullivan's GoFundMe and just donate directly there. He is needing money for a surgery to save his foot, as his insurance has decided, no, it's better if that foot just comes off of there. And I don't know how a health insurance company gets away with that and still gets to call themselves a health insurance company. So yes, please continue to donate to Jamie's GoFundMe, because Lord knows that's a far better cause than anything we've got going on. I'll get I meant to put the link for that. I don't have it in there yet. I'll have it in there once the show is done. Craig Cohan notes that his claim to fame is he purchased the first Staff Sergeant C-Nug shirt. He's dying on that hill. It's not a hill to die on. That's something to be proud of, sir. Something to be proud of.
If only he could get a shirt that's like him buying the shirt.
I don't have any images of Craig Cohan to turn into a t-shirt. Otherwise, that might be. Bart says he's an E6 about to retire after 22 years. Congratulations.
There.
Hope things stay
I have questions, and Bart knows what I'm talking about. I did 26.
Oh, good Lord, man.
Yeah.
That somehow doesn't jive with you telling everybody you're 35 all the time.
He lied about his age to get in.
Phil Donnelly notes that he got a nickname without paying. Well, I mean, Phil, it's true, but think of it as paying with your dignity.
Yeah.
Oh, dignity. I misunderstood you. Shit.
There's no dignity here.
No, very little. Very little.
We're on basic cable. Anyway.
Are we even that? No.
That's the Superstation.
I wish it was.
It's the Superstation. The What's on Joe Mind Superstation. WOJM. Anyhow. Oh. Anyways, I got a headache. So what do you say? Rather than listen to me complain about it, let's go to the news.
The news.
First news item. Oh man,
I was waiting. It was rough.
That's
the first one. We'll get to it.
Look at Gerwig throwing the elbows on you there, Rob.
I know, trying to box me out.
That's about. Let's let. He's the guest. Let him see if he's up for it.
All right.
First news item. Our friends at Aroma Collectibles Toy Store are closed up shop. Last day is Sunday, April 6th. They are doing their normal business hours, Friday through Sunday, 12 to 5 at 1030 Upper Valley Pike, Springfield, Ohio. So if you're in the neighborhood, you need to stop in. You're running out of time. I don't want to go too far into the details there. Lord knows we've lived them enough the last few months. So, again, if you're within a couple hours of Springfield, Ohio, and chances are you are, be sure to hit up Roma Collectibles, the toy store, on weekends until Sunday, April 6th. Next news item. That's okay. That's not bad. You need the confidence, Mark. You're lacking confidence. That's the only problem.
Okay, all right.
Go full Ethel Merman.
Right. You need to punctuate that one. Think Stubby K. Project.
All right. I'm going to own the next one.
All right. In case you've been living under a rock, and some of you have been, as I go online, people are asking, "Hey, I missed the Hasbro live stream and I can't find it. What happened?" That's because they haven't done it yet. It was delayed. It did not happen on February 18th. It is happening instead next Tuesday, March 18th, 11 a.m. Eastern time. So kind of a good news, bad news thing. Good news, you didn't miss it. Bad news, pay attention. Thoughts, Mark Gerwig?
It's just been a real expensive month already.
Yeah.
On the other side of that, everything looks pretty good.
Right. I'm excited to see what they decide to release to us this time. I have a feeling it'll be something else out of the many things that we've seen, and we'll certainly talk about some of those as we go forward. So Figure Six Pack asks, "Is that St. Patty's Day?" No, that's Monday. So they're doing this on Tuesday. So everybody's good and hungover.
We're just still full of corned beef.
Still trying to sleep off all those Shamrock Shakes.
Right. I mean, you're throwing a good thing out there, Mark. You're making St. Patty's Day sound awesome, because corned beef hangover is a beautiful thing. Oh yes.
Corned beef.
That's
I had forgotten about Shamrock Shakes. I don't think I've had one in 25, 30 years. And now I'm thinking about it.
Oh, yeah.
I get one every year.
Yeah.
I try to do it at St. Patrick's Day, but it's not always an option because a lot of other people have the same thought. And yeah. So we'll see if it works out this time.
I thought Uncle O'Grimacy was supposed to be hanging around this year. I haven't seen him.
Well, they did the one commercial.
I haven't seen it.
I showed it to you.
No, you told me about Uncle O'Grimacy, but I haven't seen it.
But yeah, Uncle O'Grimacy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Grimace's green uncle.
His green Irish uncle.
Is that really a thing?
That's really a thing. It's really a thing.
Okay.
They conceived back in the early 80s. They used him a couple of years around this time to plug the Shamrock Shake, and then he was one of the first McDonald Land characters phased out. So, Uncle O'Grimacy, yes.
Is the Shamrock Shake mint?
Yes.
Yes.
No kidding.
Yes.
I have just no memory of it. It just sounds like a green version of the regular shake.
It's one of those things where, like every year, I have the same sensation with it. And I never get anything past the small one because, as we get older, dairy stops being our friend.
No kidding.
But like the first couple of sips, it's like, oh, hey, this is great. And then by the end of it, it's like, is this thing done yet? Are we done with the Shamrock Shake yet? And Cooter's Garage with the straight facts there. It's always a crapshoot if that shake machine is even working. That is the damn truth, sir. That is the truth.
Ray Kroc spinning in his grave.
So Mark, when do you think you'll be getting yourself your Shamrock Shake?
See, Monday, I think the kids are back at school, so I dropped them off at
there you go
7:55. I don't actually live near a McDonald's, so it's going to be probably like a 20-minute drive. So yeah, something around 8:30 Monday.
There you go.
Do you think they'll have them in the morning? A breakfast Shamrock Shake? Can I get it with my
Your egg McMuffin.
Yeah.
I
What is the muffins that have, it's like a pancake with like syrupy taste in it?
oh, the McGriddle.
Griddle. My McGriddle. I'll get it with my McGriddle. And then I'll
If
rush home so I'm not too far from a bathroom.
If I can make a suggestion, if your store does it, get the chicken McGriddle, which is a McChicken patty between two McGriddles.
Is there anything else on it?
Nothing.
Interesting.
It is so simple yet so sublime. It's a delight.
I'm going to take that on board. I don't think I've ever had one of their breakfast sandwiches that didn't have egg and whatever that yellow stuff they call cheese is.
Right. Hey, man, look, the McDonald's cheese is for real.
I mean, it exists in this plane of reality. I'll give you that, but it's not cheese.
It melts like a mother. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
It's there for texture, consistency.
It is there for texture.
I mean, American cheese is kind of your milquetoast cheese as it is. It's not a bold. Even if you get good American cheese, it's not a particularly bold cheese. So, we'll take melting. So we started this news item talking about the Hasbro Pulse fan stream, and now we're talking about the McDonald's menu. And welcome to What's on Joe Mind. New listeners.
This is how we do it.
Jim on Sports checking in with 64 slices of American cheese.
63? Oh.
One of the best Simpsons gags
Ever.
Right. When we're done here, just type 64 slices of American cheese in your YouTube search bar. You'll know what we're talking about. You'll find it. It'll come up for you. Next news item.
Okay.
There you go. You went full honcho on that one.
Somebody had to do it.
All right. Right. Don't have a ton of details for you on this one. I mean, it's so shadowy that it couldn't even get all the print on the screen. Thanks for that, PowerPoint. Anyways, Python Patrol Reaction Plus Bat seems to be on its way to us. Again, don't know anything about it besides that. Other than it exists in space.
They've had a bat with the reaction line already, right?
Right. That was part of Wave 1.
So does is it have a backpack? And it's just like packaged with the backpack on his back?
I believe so.
Interesting.
And so this is just looks like a straight repaint. And sorry, I'm reading some of the live chat. Anyways. But yeah, so Python Patrol Batch coming to super7store.com eventually. I would just say keep your eyes peeled. Probably some other repaints coming down the hatch too. Who knows? Michael Gene Fleming asks, the rifle is new. It looks like just the rifle that came with the first bat, just in black. Firefly says the head is new. I'll take your word for it. I've just seen the one kind of small picture. So Jim Smith chiming in with Target exclusive. I would probably.
Usually says Target exclusive on the package when it is, but
right. So I'm not going to report any of that stuff officially, but I mean, they did what 7, 8, 9 waves of reaction. So I don't imagine they're going to completely undo their supply lines for Reaction Plus. So not too worried about it. We'll get more details as they come. Sometimes you just got to wait it out. Image there, you can see surveillanceport.com. He has more detailed accreditation there. This was a last minute throw on, like, oh hey, I forgot the Python Patrol Bat thing. This is what happens when you miss a week.
More news as it happens.
Right. The news starts to pile up. Patrick Sargent is feeling it. Super 7's Target exclusive for Reaction Plus have been limited. Only exclusive to Target for a month or so. Okay, there you go.
We barely get any of it near me.
Where are you at again, Mark?
I'm just outside of Denver. I'm in Aurora.
Okay.
But I just never see Joe stuff on the shelf.
It's a hit or miss thing for us too here in Indianapolis. We have a couple of competing Target distribution centers in the area, and
neither of them carry crap.
Yeah. Sometimes we catch some shipments from the Chicago bunch, and that's when toys appear.
Actually, here around Chicago isn't too bad.
Yeah. But normally I think they're working out of the one in Kentucky, and that one isn't so good. But next news item.
I'm going to do this by myself. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a solo gig, man. If I mean, you get more than one person go.
It sounds better. Like a chorus of do.
That's a mess. That sounds like something that one of our musical contributors would have to put together for us. We have a few now. We've accumulated a few. Anyways, next news item.
Wait a minute.
No, we got that already. I'm just resetting. Coming on Kickstarter. It's not there yet. You'll see this notification screen. But the Toy Collector's Wish Book Special Edition G.I. Joe is on its way. They're collaborating with 3D Joes for their images. Basically, the Toy Collector's Wish Book has been a series of books compiling images from, some of the smaller toy lines that are still well thought of, but not big enough to get their own book. They did, over the course of 3 volumes, Dungeons and Dragons, Superpowers, Centurions, Thundercats even. So they do good work as far as putting these images together, and they are doing a special edition G.I. Joe book. So head over to Kickstarter, type in Toy Collector's Wish Book in the search bar. It'll take you right to it. And be sure to click on that notify button, and they'll send you all kinds of emails when it's ready to go. Usually when we're getting to this point, we're within a couple of weeks. So expect it sometime soon.
The nice thing about Kickstarters for print is they can turn it around a lot quicker than they can action figures.
Yeah, it's our friends at Total Toy Books have proven that one, and After Action Report, those books come flying out.
Yeah.
Case of After Action Report, once they get done, playing keep away with their publisher, then they fly out. Anyways, those guys, they went through hell on that one. Michael Dean Fleming endorses them. These are excellent books. Very much looking forward to this one. And again, it's Firefly asked, but what exactly is it? He has Carson's book already. Carson's book is all of the Hector Garrido artwork that was used in G.I. Joe packaging and books and things like that. These are the actual toys. And again, if you head over to the Kickstarter, you'll see some of the page layouts and things like that. I don't have a ton to show you here. But head over to Kickstarter when we're done. Be sure to click notify me at launch, and you'll be in the loop. You'll be ready to go. It strikes me as a less data intensive, more pictures version of Mark Bellomo's book, if that helps at all. That's the vibe I'm getting on this one. Rack Time Rob, you in on this one?
I'll take a look at the project. I'll see.
All right. You be that way then.
I will.
Rack Time Rob refusing to plug the damn book.
Hey, I wish it well. Jimmy's in on it because it's got pictures.
Woo! Picture books. No, it's these are pretty graphically intense. A lot of work goes into these. So, and again, as Michael Gene Fleming noted, the first three were very well done. I didn't get a chance to purchase them myself, but I have seen them, and they're pretty neat. It's pretty good stuff. So I'm encouraged by what these guys can do for Real American Hero era G.I. Joe. How about you, Mark Gerwig, again?
I'm going to take a look at it. I'm there. I'm right there with Rectime Rob. It's an expensive month already.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll do us.
I do like these, though. I like these a lot.
Maybe he'll do us a favor and we can push this one back to April. Maybe just, I mean, we're already like halfway through March, so I don't know. Moving forward, next news item.
Now you do it.
See, I felt I needed to jump in there.
I wish I had known. You could have given me like a signal, like I'm going to help you out this time, and I could have really gone hard.
He didn't jump in, Mark. He just forgot. Ronnie Trickshot with a good day, y'all. Good day.
Good day.
Walmart Collector Con's happening this week. That is going to be Thursday when the items in Walmart Collector Con go live at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. So all you West Coast guys like Phil, you got to get up early because you're suckers. Anyways.
That is early.
Yeah. I don't know what the point is doing these things in the morning. That's cruel. This is a big country. We got lots of time zones. Think about people in Alaska and Hawaii. It's even earlier for them.
Yeah, we're out in Guam.
Jim on
No one
Sports
thinks
says,
about Guam.
Right? You know what the residents of Guam are called? Wombats. Jim on Sports notes that Rob doesn't know about the private chat option on StreamYard. Surprising. I am here to tell you that he most certainly does. He absolutely does. There have been times when my little private chat box lights up and it's Rob telling me that I'm forgetting to do something that is next on the docket. And I can't even. These people, they don't want rundowns, Mark. You see what I'm up against? They don't want rundowns. And then when I don't send a rundown, I got
no one's ever given me a rundown.
No?
No one's given me the option to say, hey, you want a rundown? I'll go, yeah, sure, whatever.
Like that movie with The Rock?
Right.
Yeah, I can pass on that.
In fairness, oh no, it was a good one. The Rock and Stifler? Come on now.
Yeah, that was fun. Had that guy from Train Spotting. He was the pilot. Had all the duct tape on his plane.
Right. Christopher Walken. Come on, man.
Had Rosario Dawson in it.
But yeah, you're missing out. Good fun summer kind of movie. Anyways, but Wombats, ladies and gentlemen, Wombats.
Yeah.
As our viewership in Guam dwindles to nothing.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
they lost Guam.
They would not find that funny at all.
I mean, maybe. I'm a dumb white guy in Indiana. What do I know? I don't know nothing. I think that's scientific fact. Anyways, March 13th.
Let me tell you a quick Guam story though.
Okay.
So the first time I was there, I was supposed to check into a hotel, but they weren't going to let me check in for a few hours. So I thought I'll take a walk on the beach. And I got down to the beach. I walked about 4 feet, and I saw for the first time a beached sea cucumber, and it just looked like somebody's liver washed ashore. It was disgusting. It was the grossest thing I'd ever seen. I was genuinely like, did someone get murdered out here? I thought I had stumbled upon a crime scene. It was nasty.
See, on Long Island, it may have been someone's liver.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Just saying, like if you find yourself in Guam and you're walking along the beach and you start finding what you believe might be vital organs, it's just sea cucumbers.
Just sea cucumbers caught in the tide.
Yeah. Nasty.
Anyways, what we can expect, and this may not be comprehensive. I have a feeling that this is all we can expect as Joe fans. I'm sure there's lots of goodies that'll be there, depending on what your collecting tastes are. But the Crystal Ball is a Walmart.com CollectorCon exclusive. And lots of images have leaked with him the last few days, and I gotta give credit where credit's due. This is a hell of a lot better than I would have expected Crystal Ball to turn out.
I am so happy with this figure, and I think, you know, like the Joe team is doing their best to kind of give people what they want, but it kind of puts them in a box, and they don't get to be real creative. And I think they kind of knew the expectations were on the floor for freaking Crystal Ball.
Yeah.
So like, why not just have some fun with it? And this is the result. That's my theory. I think they were like, it's Crystal Ball. He's silly. Let's just have some fun. And so this is what they can do when we give them a chance. So it's pretty awesome.
I'm not laughing at what you're saying, Mark. I just saw and came up in the live chat from Dave McDonald. Next to be insulted, Northern Mariana Island.
Yeah, he knows us.
Oh, yeah. He looks, at least somebody's got a list.
And Seychelles is up right after that.
Right.
Seychelles.
Damn those guys. They have it.
Greg Augustin asking about the likeness to Vincent Price. I think that's certainly an inspiration on this one. I don't think they made it look like him, but I think that's definitely the vibe they're going for.
And more power to him if it is.
Right.
I didn't see it until he said that. Now I will never unsee it. It's kind of there.
If I manage to get one, I'm gonna just put him next to Egghead from my Batman 66.
Right.
Let him duke it out.
He is billed as Richard Crystal Ball King. Because apparently Crystal Ball is on the list of code names that they couldn't get a hold of. But nice touch there, and that he was, you know, in the olden days, back before there was an inner tubes. You know, that was the file card that was written by Stephen King. So you got King for the last name and Richard for the first name, like his pen name, Richard Bachman. So I thought that was pretty cool. It doesn't necessarily fit a character like Crystal Ball, who you'd expect to have just some crazy ethnicity kind of name to him, you know.
Something Romanian.
Right. Something of that nature, either Italian or Romanian or some very Central European kind of, but
very, very Romanian. You expect it to end in a skew somewhere. Yeah.
Right. If you don't want it to be Richard King, it doesn't have to be Richard King. So it's whatever you want it to be, but I like the nod. So very cool. Racktime Rob, what do you think?
Again, this is better than I ever expected a Crystal Ball anything to look. So yeah, I'll try and get one.
The Walmart.com exclusives tend to go a little bit better than the Target.com exclusives.
Which is good because you're never going to see this in a store.
Right. Right.
Not only that, the Walmart exclusives tend to hang around on the Pulse after a while. So
I have a feeling that this guy's not going to suffer from the cool character shortages that some of the others have. Like no matter how cool they make Crystal Ball, there's just some folks out there that are not buying Crystal Ball.
Was it a Walmart Collector Con a year or two ago that everyone ordered, and then like a bunch of people's orders got canceled, and then they showed back up, and you had to like quick go get it?
I think it's happened a couple times.
Yeah, I mean it's Walmart.
Not in the last year or two, but I think it's happened a couple times.
Yeah.
They talk about a company that got bit by the supply line fiasco that was the pandemic. They may be at the top of the list. But well done, Hasbro team. Absolutely loving Crystal Ball. Starting to get a little bit of classified burnout in some cases, but not here, man. This guy's awesome. I'm in.
Yeah.
Next news item. Got some weird rockapella thing going on.
Nice.
Oh, I should have got out a guitar.
Well, no,
I can't play, but
then if you bust out, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? You that they don't do that with guitars. That's totally a cappella.
Would look cool though. I'd feel more confident as I do.
Firefly said, it would be funny if Walmart got stuck with a lot of them. Look, man, there's still a ton of these at Walmart from 1987. What, are you kidding me? Go search those clearance aisles. They're there.
He's next to the Secret Wars Kang figures.
19 Jace with our Paying Attention Award. When does this pre-order go up? I'll take a day off work, try and get one. March 13th
10 a.m.
at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific.
So hopefully you're not in Guam.
Hopefully you're not in Guam, because that would be, 5 a.m.?
I'm gonna be honest with you, like that math is gonna kill me. I'm not doing it.
Well, I mean, Pacific is we're in Eastern time here in Indiana.
The
right?
day
They're
the day
further out
starts in
than
Guam.
Hawaii, so
Right,
yeah,
the day
I think
starts
it'd be
in Guam.
before then.
So 3 hours back from us is Pacific time. 4 hours back from us is Alaska time.
It'd be like
5
6 or
hours
7
back
at
is
night.
Hawaii time.
Yeah.
All right, Bart says that Guam is 14 hours ahead.
Holy smoke! So Guam would be that would be midnight Thursday. Tuesday? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's time traveling.
April 9th.
There we go. See, Jace giving us some time zone work. Just got welcome to the show. We appreciate you, man. We give you a hard time, but we love you. If we're giving you a hard time, it just means you belong.
All right, midnight.
Google says it'll be midnight. Thank you,
Thank
Michael
you,
G.
Bart.
Fleming. Going right to the source on that one. Right, Craig Cohan was promised no math on this show. We tried, Craig. I'm sorry. That's our bad.
Well, to be fair, we didn't do it on the show. The people in the chat did the math.
Right.
We refused.
Right.
We
Look,
put our
man,
foot
Put it
down.
on the math.
That's the Gunnies boy. We
Oh,
count on him for these things.
excellent.
He's here to class the joint up.
Got to do it classy.
Next news item. Available in quotes now.
These, I think, are.
Right.
Did you copy and paste that from somewhere?
You mean the graphics?
Available now.
No.
Oh, you just came up with that?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
So sometimes I'm funny, right?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Looks aren't everything. I'm sorry. I'm getting tired. I'm getting a little silly.
Well, I'd say that's a tough one there, Dad. That's a. Ooh,
Yeah.
it's a little
I'll
brutal.
do better. I'm gonna do better.
I hope so, sir. Anyways, pre-orders went live last week. This is what we missed. This is all last Tuesday when we were vacationing. No, we weren't vacationing.
No.
I had to work. It sucked.
You got home. He got home 5 minutes before the show would have started.
Right. It was terrible. Yeah. I think it was even a little. I think you're missing on that one, Rob. I think I was a little after.
After, yeah.
Yeah. I think it was about 5 or 10 minutes in is where we would have been. Just a fussing and a spitting and a. No, I wasn't doing any of those things. I was too tired. But these are available everywhere. Snake Eyes and his polar bear are around $65. The retro cardback triplets there of Flint, CoverGirl, and the Televiper, $25 each. Have not seen anything on these sold out to any great degree. So if you haven't bought these yet, they should still be there for you. Similar, the firefighter, the search and rescue firefighter from the, what are they calling that now?
The Legacy Collection.
The Legacy Collection. Thank you. He is $35. He is a deluxe figure. But as far as Alvin Breaker Kibbe goes, he is a Target exclusive. He's just $25, but as a Target exclusive, you know what that means.
Gone.
Best of luck to you. He is not showing up on Target right now. Keep your eyes open. As I always get notifications on Facebook 10 minutes too late. I'm sure that'll happen a few times over the next couple of weeks. But good luck. Good luck with Breaker. We were talking about this a little bit pre-show. And you know what Weber used to say about the pre-show? It's the best show. We probably stand a better chance of seeing Breaker in Target stores than we do on the website. And knowing how that can be a little iffy. So be kind to your fellow collectors is all I'm saying. Bart asks, what's the bear's name? Cocaine or just Coke? I don't think the bear has a name, so you can call him whatever you want.
Irving.
I like Cocaine Polar Bear. Make it a sequel.
Right? I mean, he's the right color.
Things are vicious.
Did you see them in Guam?
No.
Is that what killed the sea cucumber?
The polar bear in Guam.
I don't know.
The Hawaiian shirt.
I just assume they have vacation time too.
Just fanning himself going, gosh, it's hot.
Poor guy.
Man, oh man. Toy Bounty Hunter says, if people ask me which ones I pre-ordered, I basically become Gary Holdman in Leon the Professional and yell, everyone!
That's a good quote.
Bart says he almost stepped on an octopus on the reef in Guam. That was pretty crazy. Yeah, that is pretty crazy. Not going to get that foot back.
Octopus have that beak, man. They'll cut your foot right in half.
Right?
Yeah. Brutal.
Get them big ones, or at least take a chunk with it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you don't really need all your toes. You just need the big toe. You just need the Sergeant Hulka. But all right, we have to do this now. So, what's on Joe Mind Trivia is brought to you by Diana Davis this evening. You're in a house where all the windows face south and a mute is getting mauled by a bear outside. What color is the bear?
Last Tuesday was SAT day. It was just at the high school, so.
That's not an SAT question. I mean,
a yonker is a young man.
A baloo is a bear.
Means to have wings. So Diana, of course, provide the folks at home with an answer. So we'll get to that.
Well, if all the windows face south, it's because you're on the North Pole, man. That's where all the billionaires are going to go once this thing goes down.
Sculch is junk.
Junk.
It is. Sculch. is junk.
To wuzzle is to mix.
We all knew that, though. Disney bailed us out on that one. Anyways. Next news item.
Gosh.
Right.
This is the most inconsistent news item doots I think this program has ever had. I'm embarrassed to be a part of it.
There were some early efforts from Joe Colton. They're probably in that neighborhood, yeah.
Yeah. Most of the time, you just have it on with the mute. I'm just letting you run with it. I don't want to step on the guest toes.
So, anyways,
I have all 10. I didn't have any bitten off by Octopi.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you looking out.
But Diana gives with the answer white with a few splatters of red. That's what color it is. Anyways, if you haven't bought the pre-orders yet, how do you buy a pre-order? If you haven't set aside money towards these pre-orders, which sits in an escrow account until they're ready to, I don't know how it works. If you haven't bought that particular piece of air yet, they should all be available except for Breaker. Hey, we normally don't do a bunch of leak pictures on this show. That's not really our bag. But it's hard to ignore them this time because there's actual news. Normally, I don't like showing off pictures of things that we know are coming. But this one showed off some things we didn't know were coming. So it makes the show. Anyways, this collection of legs brought to us via the surveillanceport.com. And by that gentleman's name on Reddit, who I will not try to pronounce.
I think it's Schwanzi.
Sure.
Or Schwanzi.
Schwanzi. I think it's Schwanzi.
He's like the Asian version of Fonzie.
Yeah.
Hey. Anyways,
I am excited about a new Major Blood, and I'm curious if it's going to be like a version 2 or a retro.
My guess is from the production colors there, it's probably a retro card. But we see the Firefighter in there, we see Dice in there. We know those guys are coming. We knew Major Blood was on the way. But guys, we didn't know Monkey Wrench and Armored Cobra Commander right there in the middle. How about them?
Yeah.
How about them bad boys?
People have been screaming for Monkey Wrench for a long time.
Right?
Well, he is the last single-carded Dreadnought out there, so yeah.
Yeah.
Michael Gene Fleming says he hates to go, but if I sleep through work tomorrow, then they won't give me the money for Crystal Ball on Thursday. So no more math questions, anyone. We're done with math. Done with Michael is bowing out. Good night to you, sir. Thanks again. TC says mass device Major Blood is his guess. Good guess. Good guess.
Yeah, good guess.
Either that or Jim Smith says not retro main wave fig with Armored Cobra Commander. If I was retro wave, I'm thinking Major Blood. But Armored Cobra Commander. There's some shots out there of his helmet. We're seeing some other heads for other figures. Also, you can see in the caption there's torsos for Mercer, which we did not know about, and for Hockey Snake Eyes, which I think we did.
Yeah, he was on the pipeline list.
So you as always, we recommend one place for all of your pre-production photo needs. Head over to surveillance-port.com. That's right, our friend Eric over at the Surveillance Port. He was a guest on the show once. We about drove him mad by being on camera. So we'll have to do that again sometime. But in the meantime,
it looks like there's a comment there saying that basically Blood is in the wave with Cobra Commander, not a retro.
Okay, whatever. I don't care. They'll tell us when they tell us.
Yeah, he was a really good early figure in the line, and I think a lot of people probably never got their hands on him.
Yeah, I would just figure that they would make a more cartoon accurate one that didn't have the robot arm, just have more of an armored take on the arm. But whatever.
They may still do that.
Maybe. Yeah. So anyways, They'll tell us when they tell us. I'm not overly concerned with the details of educated guesses. But surveillance-port.com for all of your advanced leak photo needs. Your thoughts on Monkey Wrench and Cobra Commander there, Mark?
As a young man collecting G.I. Joe, I had that Cobra Commander figure, and I don't know why. Like, it wasn't a great figure. And I think my issue was that it seemed like there was a lot less armor than there should have been. It seemed like he was still relatively exposed. In the comics, it was cool. Kind of because did Fred put it together?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody lost that little hose on the helmet. That looks really good. Like the colors look good on it. The sculpt looks good. It like I'm excited to see that whole figure put together.
Yeah, I'm with you on that though. It was the comic that sold me.
Yeah.
On that Cobra Commander. I remember seeing that on the card late 1986, early 1987, and going, "Oh, they redid Cobra Commander," and he's kind of.
I mean, that was the third one, right? Like we got the original, then we just had the hooded version, which is effectively a repaint with a new head, and it made sense for Cobra Commander to have like an armored version. That made sense. The design was very 5 minutes in the future.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, the idea is great, and you know that they're gonna, even as a kid, you understand. Well, hey, they're going to redo Cobra Commander because you can't sell a G.I. Joe line and not have Cobra Commander. He's the either the most important guy or the second most important guy in the whole line, depending on your feelings about Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
So you knew they were going to redesign him, but I just wasn't real hot on it right out of the gate. And then the comic book, the Larry Hama comic book from Marvel, that sold it for me.
Yeah.
So that was
a really, like, the issue where he showed up was really good. I mean, that was Raptor, freaking the Pogo and the Slam.
Right.
Like, it was like that was one of those comics where they shoved a bunch of new stuff in it so they could air the commercials, the animated commercials. Yeah.
Right. And it made a bunch of really weird stuff kind of cool. Like I love Raptor in the Marvel comic. Absolutely one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Totally sold me on that. He wasn't some bird dude who flew around. He didn't have any weird mutant power that let him talk to the Falcons or anything. He was just a really weird accountant.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, it's like there's that one panel in that book where Cobra Commander is like yelling at him and calling him a weirdo. He's like, it makes him think I'm like a big brother or something. Like, yeah. Like it was like this one line that made it okay.
Right. It was just fantastic. It is the best kind of comedy. And
as he's being screamed at by a guy who looks like an art dealer from Greenwich Village. Yeah.
Right.
In the 60s.
Right. It was just wonderful stuff. I really I dug that run, and it's not one that, like, everybody likes to reminisce on the early days all the way through like issue 50, but I maintain that book stayed hot well into its into its triple digits.
Yeah. No, it definitely, it had that decline at the end, but like right where the Cobra Island Civil War starts until maybe like 107, 108, somewhere up there, it started to kind of, but like in between that chunk was great.
Right. Right around the time where they started killing guys, it kind of lost a little for me there.
After
and I know everybody,
storyline,
all the hardcore guys out there are like, "Whoa, no, that was awesome when they killed Doc." No, it wasn't. Doc was great. Never cool to see them die. Anyways, moving on. Next news item. Hey, we got some skybound bits. Sunbound. Oh, getting late for me too, man. G.I. Joe 5 happening on March 19th. That is 1 week from tomorrow. So we'll talk more about that one next week. And then on the 26th of the following week, G.I. Joe Real American Hero 315. So lots of good stuff coming up. Late part of the month is always the Joe part of the month. None of those other lesser books clouding up our screen.
Yeah, I think Transformers is tomorrow.
Is it? I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. Normally I get it on the Skybound bits, but I'm tired, man. What do you want from me? I worked 12 hours today and then did this show. And it feels it. And the people at home can tell. Because whatever low level of entertainment they normally get, I am not meeting. That's right. Leaving it in the dirt. Anyway. Oh.
In the dirt.
In the dirt. A little Scottish accent in there. A little roll that R. Yeah, White Vegeta says there are lots of images for the Skybound silent issues for Beachhead, and today some images came out for Jinx. Those books don't happen until April though, so I'm not worrying about them just yet. You can check those out on the Image Comics and the Skybound websites. Yeah, they look good. Beachhead's drawn by the legendary Phil Hester. And it's a little looser than we're normally seeing Phil Hester, so it's kind of a different look.
Yeah, Transformers is tomorrow.
Jake Rose says, "Sorry, I'm late. What did I miss, or did we already do that bit?" I'm not doing that bit tonight because I won't. I won't know how to work the buttons. I'm just not. One Pouch Man. Love that. Love that name. This is the kind of low-level energy entertainment I was looking for. Well, sir, I have some good news for you then. We do this every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Or do you?
Well, most Tuesdays. Many Tuesdays at 9, right?
With
Soon
a possible
maybe
switch to Wednesday.
Maybe a Wednesday at 9.
Right.
Welcome, bienvenue. Come on in.
Yeah, Thursday's out, and I really don't want to do Fridays again. Because at some point in my life, I may want to date somebody. It's tough enough to find ladies out there without saying, sorry, we can't do anything on date night in America. I've got to go do a podcast about G.I. Joe. That cuts you off at the knees in a lot of conversations.
It's definitely going to narrow your field.
What the heck is that? Is that your air conditioner kicking on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it is. I don't let this facade fool you. I'm in the unfinished basement of solitude, and the HVAC is right there.
Dude, I get you. Nobody ever sees the other 3 walls of this apartment for good reason.
Mm.
Bart asks, who left a Batman podcast to be here? Rob.
Is it really that loud? I can't hear it with these headphones on. That and I'm almost deaf.
Yeah, it's not super loud,
Yeah.
but you can tell it's there.
Okay.
But
It'll fade into white.
Very unprofessional. Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, we don't care. Very unprofessional fits right into our.
Yeah, there you go.
Right into our MO.
Remember where you are.
2-bit slime show, Mark. 2-bit slime show. Anyways, next news item.
I almost forgot.
We'd have just sat and waited for you. It's fine. We wouldn't have told you. We'd have just been.
I'd have just suffered in silence.
We're waiting. But if you head over to the What's on Joe Mind swag shop on TeePublic, their sale starts tomorrow. That's right. You go pick up your new comics, and then you can come home, get online, buy yourself some What's on Joe Mind merchandise. 35% off on tees, deep discounts on everything site-wide. Sweatshirts, mugs, magnets, stickers, ball caps, and more. Link is in the comments down below, or I guess the description, but whatever you want to call that area down there that you should all be leaving big boy comments and big girl comments. Whatever suits your fancy comments. 19J says, sounds cool, like you're on a spaceship, Mark. So there you go.
You guys are ramping up the energy with that nonsense.
Let's
bring it back down.
You've achieved cruising altitude.
It's like when you hear the engines hum on the Enterprise in the old Star Trek.
Torpedo Mike says he needs a new hat. His is starting to fade. Well, I have not seen the what's on. I don't buy hats, right? Because my head is just as big as the honchos, and it's got all this luxurious hair. So, hats are not really my thing because they don't ever fit my head. Rob will attest. Giant noggin, like a buffalo.
Every time he puts on a hat, he looks like Spanky.
Yeah, it's just this little beanie sitting on top. It's terrible. But anyways, so if you buy the hat, be sure to take a picture. Let us know how it fits for you. I think it's the trucker style mesh cap. Mark, you've got the Plug the Damn Show shirt. You wore it to Joe Fest.
Yes, sir.
Right out of the gate, you're like, Mike, let me suck up to you for no particular reason.
Well,
wear your shirt to a bunch of people who don't know what I'm talking about.
It's a great shirt.
It is. I love that design.
You had what is T Public, or they'll do those sales every once in a while. I jumped on.
Right. Usually a couple times a month.
Spent a bunch of money I shouldn't have.
It's all right.
I did that today.
But this one goes March 12th through the 17th. There's another one at the end of the month. We'll tell you about at the end of the month. So yeah, it's if you miss the sale, just wait a couple of weeks. It'll come back around. I think they'll even do a similar sale if you buy in quantity. Like if you buy $80 or $100 or something, they'll kick in a percentage off of that. So if you're going to buy a bunch of shirts, it doesn't really matter when you do it. If you're going to buy one shirt, tomorrow's a good day to do it. Through St. Patty's Day.
That was pretty good.
Oh, believe me, when we're not on the show, half of the nonsense conversations that happen between Rob and myself happen with that terrible Irish brogue.
bad Irish brogue.
When I got to see at Joe Fest last year, I got to see Patty and Brian, our friends from Total Toy Books. I horrifyingly bored them with it, as I did when I first met them in person 10 years ago. And just tell, you'll have to get used to me terrible Irish accent, boyos. And that just made them laugh and laugh. Oh God. It'll be a quick trip to hell.
Ooh, just got a message from Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to sell me a Snoopy snow cone machine.
Ooh, excellent.
For $16.
So why is Amazon sending you that message?
I don't know.
Okay.
Were you talking about Snoopy and snow cones today, and your phone heard it? I had that snow cone machine when I was a kid. That was my favorite. Just cranking away at it, shaving the ice.
That was one of the things that for, I know, a solid decade plus at the Irizarry house, that Snoopy snow cone machine was on somebody's Christmas list. And it was a clean shutout. Emphasis on clean, because Mrs. I was not down with the mess that she knew was coming from the Snoopy snow cone machine.
Snoopy snow cone machine.
Mrs. I was no fool.
We were going to be trying to make, Mom was well aware that at some point we were going to try and make snow cones in the bedroom.
I think it came with like 3 paper cups
Right.
and
Look,
enough.
that wasn't a problem. We used to get those
flavored.
little Dixie cups for the bathroom. So
Uh-huh.
that works in a pinch, right?
Uh-huh.
We even had the plan for when we ran out of those little paper cones. One pouch man, no joke, under my home essentials in Amazon is listed 2 classified and 2 Marvel Legends figures.
Which ones?
Right. Figure 6-pack with your public service. Avoid the yellow snow by not leaving the snow cone machine outdoors. Or by Uncle Bill. He thinks he's funny that way.
Yeah. Drunk uncle. Yeah.
Right?
I've age 11.
I tried the lemon. Anyway, we had too many uncles that drank for that joke to be funny.
Was that supposed to be that was an impression of your uncle? Because I thought you were doing Harry Carey.
Yeah, that was more Harry Carey, definitely.
Right. Look, man, it was not. I don't have an impression of my uncle.
Hey, if there is a baseball announcer who would have done the yellow snow cone trick, it was Harry Carey.
Yeah,
that's the guy. Maybe Tom Brenneman, but his wouldn't have been funny.
Yeah.
So one pouch man, answering your question, Rob, Duke Heavy Duty, Secret Wars Spidey, and Bucky Cap.
There you go.
So next news item. Oh, looks like we're at the end of the line.
Hey.
Always signified by Chunky Tank Kitty and his Meowler tank. Brought to you by the fine folks at the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast.
Those are good dudes.
They're all right. There ain't much to look at, but well, two of them.
I mean, there's plenty physically there to look at. It's just not, and that's not fair. Mike's in pretty good shape, I think.
Right, he's tall though, so it makes up. He's not a little weasel. He's a regular size.
He's a regular weasel.
Right. No, he's not a weasel at all. I'm just irritated by anyone thinner than me, which is everyone. So oh God, it's been a long winter. But so Mark, just this past Sunday, you had a very special episode that you folks might want to check out. Why don't you talk about that?
Yeah. So hi everybody. I'm Mark. So we do the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast. We had been kind of bouncing around lots of different times and dates, and we've kind of settled on Sunday mornings. But that doesn't always work out because I will flex and bend over backwards and forwards and whatever to accommodate guests. So this last Sunday we had James Carter the Conqueror and Arlen Pelletier, who are both Carter the Conqueror was a former Hasbro guy, but he's a sculptor, and Arlen is a freelance sculptor. He's the guy that sculpted the classified Serpentor. But they came on, and we did a ZBrush demo. ZBrush is kind of the tool in the toy industry for organic sculpting. So they came on, and Arlen sculpted ahead, and we all talked about it and had a good old time. But that's the kind of thing we do. Say again.
Quite the jaunty mustache on the head that Arlen sculpted.
Arlen?
Yeah.
Oh yes. Yeah, not quite Guy Fawkes. At one point in the sculpt, he had some nice eyebrows, like the Mighty Monarch. But yeah, it was pretty awesome. I'm still kind of teaching myself ZBrush, and I'm getting better at it. Those two guys are amazing. Arlen is. Those two guys are two of the best, if not the best in the business, in my opinion. They're just absolutely amazing. Definitely check out Carter the Conqueror on Instagram. He's done a lot of work for my friend Chris, who's got a a line coming called World War Hell that's going to be just amazing. I think Arlen did a couple of heads for that as well. I think both have worked on Operation Monster Force, and they've both done some Action Force stuff. A lot of Joe adjacent, but also some some Joe stuff. But yeah, if you're someone who's interested in 3D printing, 3D design, really just kind of anything adjacent to that in the realm of just kind of making your own toys, like it's definitely a group worth checking out and a podcast worth checking out. We try and I very much try to get people from the group that are smarter than me and know more than me to come on so I can ask them questions. It's completely selfish. The original plan was to get people that are struggling with their 3D printers to come on and ask us for help getting over kind of the hump. And nobody likes to ask questions. So we kind of pivoted, and I'm like, and we're doing the podcast anyway, I might as well learn something. So I try and get some smart people to come on and I can learn from them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, as it is, the baked in knowledge just from the three of you is impressive. Like
yeah.
You and Mike and Artoine, the three of you guys, you're all awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're going out and finding folks who are, from the business. Like if you may not know who Card of the Conqueror and Arlen Pelletier are, but if you've bought Classified at all, yes, you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Star Wars Black
that.
Series, or
right. or Action Force, or
yeah, like if you have more than 10 action figures in your house, you've got stuff that they've made.
Right. Any if it came out in the last 10 years, odds are pretty good that you've got something that one of those guys has worked on at least. Yeah. More bread, please, says been enjoying your shows.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. It's how old were you when you find out who Mike Good was, or any of the sculptors that worked on the original Real American Hero line? Like for me, it's kind of there's a fun part of kind of pulling these guys out of the shadows and saying, like, these are the guys who are actually making the toy. I mean, you've got like your Ron Rudats that designed it, and like they've got a certain level of fame, but the guys who actually sculpted it, they usually don't hear as much about them. They don't get a whole lot of spotlight on them. So I like trying to pull them out when I can.
Right. Dave McDonald asking, have you scanned Dr. Saxo the Rock and Roll Cat?
I would say,
well, yeah. There he is. And Mike gave me the Dr. Saxo variant there. There he is. In his own little tank, in his own little meowler. So yes, he has.
Ugh, I can't imagine scanning a cat. That sounds horrific. You'd have to sedate the damn thing.
Right. It would probably sleep in the scanning area until you turned it on.
I guess what you'd have to do is sedate the cat and then maybe coat it with some type of epoxy or glue, something that cures quick, so you can pose it the way you need, get the scan, and then move on with your life.
Yeah, somebody has to have already done that work. They're just, yeah. Anyways.
And then it did get mentioned, and I'm going to plug it for him. Arlen does have a Kickstarter going on right now for Space Zombies from Mars. So it's live on Kickstarter. Space Zombies from Mars. It is a 6-inch action figure line, just all designed and sculpted by him. It's really good. Like, they're really, really good figures. So check that out.
Yeah, Josiah Alcorn would hard to imagine anyone being better at that software than the guys on Sunday's stream. So there you go. Right there.
It's a weird thing. I had a conversation with the two of them. We're kind of breaking up a little. I had a conversation with the two of them, that was our pre-show, and just like while we were talking, Arlen sculpted something that would have taken me a week and a half without sleep. Like, he's just amazing at, but he doesn't know what anything's called. Like, there's command keys. Like, I even know some of the command keys. Like when you need to switch brushes, like BT, just key, and the brush changed. He has no idea about that. He's got to click through everything. Just wild. But so one of the things we learn is like kind of everybody's a little like mostly self-taught or completely self-taught. And when that happens, you figure out solutions to things that maybe someone else didn't. So when we finally are able to kind of get some brains to collide, you always learn something. That's the best thing about the podcast for me is I learn something every time we do a podcast.
Right. The more versions of the shorthand that you get to hear, the more likely you are to hear something that works better for you than what you've already got.
Yeah. And then if we don't have a guest, Mike Kleppinger always has some gold nugget that he's been holding back that he drops on us that just improves our quality of life.
Right.
Every time, man. He's just
Mike Kleppinger was responsible for folks at home. The Staff Sergeant C-Nugs figures that we sold for charity last year at Joe Fest, those were all Mike. We had nothing to do with it. All him. Every ounce of it, from the figure itself to the little gun that comes with him, to the different colors, to the different little sauce packets that the figures came in. By the time I was part of the process, it was already finished. It was like, oh yeah, by the way, you're doing this. Oh well, all right, okay,
then.
All right, mail it to me. We'll get it there. He is a mad genius, I say, a mad genius.
And super nice, real nice.
Yeah,
guy.
Absolutely. Yeah,
real nice guy.
Wonderful dude. Got to meet both of those guys the first time at Joe Fest. Couldn't have had a better time. So coming up now that you got your show with Carter and with Arlen in the rear view, but by all means, we've got the link to the 3D printing podcast down below on our page. You can head over there and I don't know where Mark's got it filed away. But he'll it can't be that hard to find. There's only 42 episodes so far?
Yeah, we had started out doing kind of a once a month thing, and then just because people's schedules, we kind of drifted apart a little bit and ended up doing like almost every other month for a little while. And then we all decided we really missed each other, and that was the best part of our week. So Archwan coaches basketball, and that had really kind of messed things up, but he's got a break right now. So we are just kind of trying to jam every Sunday. We're getting in there.
There you go. But coming up, we've got on March 16th. That is this coming Sunday.
Yes. So this Sunday. Yes, sir. Good. You sound so much better than I do. Yes, so Sunday morning.
People. It's been 14 years, Mark. These people are tired of hearing me all the time. You got to say it. You got to do the talking.
So, I just can't. You just have such no kidding. I want you to introduce us next time we do a panel. So anyway, I've never built an O-ring, like a physical O-ring from nothing. Like I've designed some bucks and I've printed some pieces, but I haven't like put the actual figure together. You kind of need special tools. You got to have the right rivets. You got to have the right T-bar. And I suspect other things to make it work and go together and look good. I've never done it. Artwan has, and the guest we're going to have on, who's Viper6 on Instagram, he's made lots of O-rings as well. So we're going to talk about how to actually like kind of soup to nuts make an O-ring figure. So that's going to be cool. Viper6 is the gentleman that had the 6 foot tall bat at Joe Fest, and we actually had him on the show 2 weeks ago, and he's made a 6 foot tall Zartan. Like it is the O-ring figure. It's just 6 foot tall.
My gosh.
Yeah. So he was on talking about how he kind of the lesson
that over the border.
The lesson applied all that to making the Zartan, which he made really fast. I couldn't believe how fast he made that. I thought he'd be like, like down to the wire trying to get it finished up before Joe Fest. And I mean, I think he's on to the part where he's just like sanding and stuff already. So that's crazy. Did you, Rob, did you not see it at Joe Fest?
I saw the bat. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe I remember him talking about how when he was, I think was he driving down from Canada?
Yeah, he came down from
and they're looking in
Canada.
the back seat. Yeah.
Yeah,
about,
he thought the plan had been to put it in the passenger seat, but it was like because of that fin on the top of the bat, like it was just like a little too tall. So he ended up putting the seats down in the you're like, is it just you in there? Yep, just me. And they'd be like looking. Are you
sure?
Right. Mark is jumping in and out there. But anyways, they took the pieces out and laid them down flat in the back. Sorry, Mark, you lagged out for a second.
I think he's laid out again.
He might be lagging out again.
Yeah.
Let me try a trick. Let's pull him out real quick, just so let his computer catch up.
Yeah.
Was the 6-foot bat posable? Slightly. Okay. All right.
It was fully posable.
Oh, it didn't work.
No, he's zapping out again.
Fully posable. It was full. I'm gonna have to go back and watch this part. I've been over here just screaming that it was fully posable this whole time.
Yeah.
Good enough. Good enough. See why we go with the visual cues. It's why we made the move to video. For a number of years, we were just we did the audio show. We just sat around and talked about all these bright, colorful, posable, action-oriented things. So much easier with pictures. In this case, we can get the question asked anyway. Greg Augustin with the natural follow-up. Commissioner, is the 6-foot bat in Gotham City?
Oh.
And if so, is he on the police payroll?
Right.
And if so, what's he pulling down after taxes?
And then moving forward to March 23rd.
March 23rd, that'll be the following Sunday, little later in the afternoon, early evening, and we're going to kind of circle back and do kind of a 3D printing 101. Every once in a while, we like to come back and just talk about the basics.
It's always good to have jumping on points.
So it's like you're talking, I can hear it, but your lips aren't moving. It's freaking me out, man.
What's great is that your microphone cut out, or you'd stopped, and you were frozen there, but your air conditioning kicked on, and so we knew it was going to be okay.
Okay. I'm sure the 4 or 5 other people in this house are probably each on like 3 different devices streaming something. So I can't stand
probably. Your kids are
like, yeah, they have a phone or an iPad and a TV and a computer, and they're using all of them at once.
Your kids are teenagers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're lucky if it's only 3.
Yeah.
So a busy couple of weeks coming up at the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast. Be sure to free up your Sunday nights. Check it out yourself. You might just learn something. Shoot, I always learn something, but I don't know nothing, so that's really easy.
Or Sunday mornings, but we're definitely on Facebook, and we like to. That's kind of the main path. That's the main group. If you want to try and catch the podcast, or just maybe you're waiting for a specific episode about a specific something, like that's the place to go. G.I. Joe 3D Printing Facebook group. But we're also on Twitter and Instagram.
And we also have the channel linked up in our description down below, so you can always just click on it right there. It takes you right to it. Go subscribe to their channel as well. That's it for the news.
So I'm off the hook for the dudes for the rest of the night.
Right, there's no more dudes. Right. But we will ask you just to stay with us as we get a quick message in from our wonderful friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
So, Mark, we're at that part of the show, the part I warned you about. We leave a few minutes open at the end so you can show off some of the goodies that you've been working on down there in the airplane bathroom.
I'm going to show you, I'll show you some work in progress stuff. I know we had talked a month ago, and I was like, man, I'm working on this and that, and I definitely want to come on and show it off. And my thing is, I don't get much actually finished. I like to start a lot of projects and get,
Yeah, I know how that goes.
some progress and then get distracted and diverted. I've actually got a weird bottleneck happening because I'm a third of the amount of printers I used to have. Some of them just age out. And I put a lot of hours on these machines, and you can maintain them for a while and try and extend their life, but eventually,
they're going to wear out.
Yeah, they're just going to wear out. So, but I've just been printing, and let's see. One of the things I'm doing, I'm only going to show you one silly little part for it, but I'm doing a classified scale conquest.
Okay.
It's getting real close, but this is the missile.
Ah.
So I've got a shiny yellow. Are you guys impressed?
Look, man, if you told me to make a cube, I wouldn't be able to do it. So
it's a
yes, I'm impressed by shiny little. That is just a straight up
it's just
scale.
In all of A Real American Hero. Yeah, this is pretty much just a straight up scale. But I have a conquest on the way. What else we got? Let me see what's around here. Oh, here we go. So back in 2020 is kind of when I started doing this stuff. And at the time I was mostly using a software called Tinkercad, which is it's a real basic software through your it's not even software, it's just through your browser. It's like a website. And I was using that to do most things. And eventually, it took me a little while, but eventually decided to actually pay for software, and I got a program called Fusion 360, which is way better, and it's what I still use to today. And I started making things for classified, the Trouble Bubble. There was a bunch of things I started, and then somebody else got one out before me, so I sort of stopped working on it. And then there's again the Trouble Bubble and the Claw. There's things that became obsolete because Hasbro has made them. So I've been working on
oh, he's frozen up again.
Oh man.
Am I there? Yeah, you're here.
Mm-hmm. When I
Uh-oh. All right.
It's the kids and their ticky-tocks.
Right? With their Grammys and their face pages and
a couple to 12.
Okay, let's try and reset Mark again.
Yeah.
You know it's good when our pictures don't even get moved back to the center of the screen. You know it's quality then. Special kind of breakdown here at What's on Joe Mind. You gotta love live broadcasting.
And we're paying more for StreamYard now, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right. I think everything is in sync.
We'll see.
I've just ruined it, but we'll run with it.
talking which El Terrible. This is killing me.
Do you need to go yell at some children?
I'm not going to. I don't
He
need that.
needs to, but he's not going to.
I don't need that kind of heat from my wife, man.
I just figured it would make you feel better. I don't think it's going to help anything, but
No, I'd have to go up like 2 flights of stairs, and then
yeah, no, that's not.
Oh,
I don't
forget that.
want to round out the back end of this podcast like breathing heavy.
We're
Because
letting
of
your
the
air conditioner.
altitude, because I'm up by Denver, the air's thin.
Yeah, we're
Right.
letting your air conditioner do that.
Yeah.
We always know when we lose them because the vent stops.
Yeah.
I wish we had like a little light
was-
pen thing, like we could just start drawing on Mark when he freezes up.
That would be cool. You could draw in a decent beard and a hairline. That'd be awesome.
Just fill in some of the
Yeah.
real estate up there.
Yeah, that would work for me. That'd be convenient.
Give you a Dr. Mindbender monocle.
Right?
Like the Monopoly guy, but different.
Yeah.
A jaunty mustache like Arlen's sculpted head.
Rich Uncle Moneybags.
Rough. I got a 12-inch claw.
Ooh.
You said that's for 12-inch figures for 1/6 scale.
Now that looks like it'd be 6-inch scale.
He said 12-inch.
I know.
Here, I got a naked guy I can kind of show.
Okay.
Here, I got like a big.
Oh, there we go.
naked-
All right. Oh yeah. Okay. There's your 12-inch guy. Yeah, so
Ah,
I don't know if I'd want a jetpack expelling hot gas right by my naked keister.
but you don't know, and I'm telling you, it'd be awesome. Can you imagine the freedom? How that would just be amazing.
Right. It would just rip your
fly
pants
around.
right off in the jet stream. Every Cobra Claw, the
Right,
pilot
something-
lands and
So just go
pants
naked.
around their ankles.
Oh man, just imagine if it was the Cobra jetpack.
Yeah. I got a swap skier too, but it's not in arm's reach.
It's
But
all right.
imagine Zartan naked on the swamp skier,
The swamp skier.
and that's what that
Oh,
looks like.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be. You gotta be really careful about leeches in the swamp. That's all I'm saying. Running around like that.
No, that's a good point.
I mean, when you change color in sunlight, though, the leeches they learn.
Yeah.
They don't stay.
Do not lick the Zartan figure.
No.
I'm sorry this is so this has been so choppy. I'm a little disheveled over here.
It's all right.
So I went to Winterfest, the sister show of Kentuckiana. I did that like a month ago or so.
Yeah, thereabouts. About 6
And
weeks.
I picked up some 12-inch figures. But so I've started making just kind of scaling up some of these things that I spent 80, 90, 100 hours on and are now obsolete. So I just wanted to have like another life out of this stuff because I put so much damn time into it.
Right.
And I realized I have one like decent 12-inch figure. Let me grab that. Hold on. So I've got this isn't a plug. I just it's got my face on it. But I've got like one decent figure, and these things, the sideshow figures, are just so hard to either find, and then when you find them, it's a car payment.
Right.
So I want to find a way I can affordably update some old 12-inch figures to look better.
Right.
So I'm working on like a little kit to do a snow serpent, a little kit to do a like an alley viper. I just want a couple of good looking figures I can put with these prints I'm doing, because otherwise this one dude's going to be real busy. or naked. Like it
Right.
just
One way or
like,
the other.
I mean, if those are the only options, then I need to come up with a solution. So
One busy Cobra Trooper running around with all his own themed vehicles like he's Batman.
Right.
which is kind of cool.
I
Think
mean,
about it.
Yeah. But
good
there's
for
also
him.
like there's I've never seen a 1/6 scale snake armor. I've never seen, I think somebody actually did make one, but I've never actually seen a 1/6 scale asp. So I'm trying to fill that stuff out, and I can barely even get time to get the stuff on the printer because I have so much other nonsense I'm trying to do.
Right. That 1/6 scale asp that's gonna be a big honk of plastic.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a small child in terms of size and weight.
It's gonna be like if you tried to put the cat on the 3D scanner. Anyways, so we'll let you off the hook then, Mark, and instead we'll use this to transition into what we got in.
There's no doot for that, so
No.
I mean, I'm too lazy to put together even a segment intro for it. So, because what the fear is, it'll be too good, and then for the weeks when we don't actually do what we got in, people would start asking for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There hasn't been much though lately.
More bread, please, says that we should take a poll on what should Mark work and focus on. I would say put your recommendations in the comments below, and then Mark can come back and look at them at his leisure.
Being a decent dad's probably at the top. Or his marriage. What should Mark work on?
Take them kids to McDonald's, get them some Shamrock Shakes, then drop them at school.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not sure. Because I kind of want to do that, but I'm not sure how to pull it off exactly. Maybe when I pick them up from school.
There you go.
Something.
Leave a little extra early.
Because I mean, if you're gonna give a kid a Shamrock Shake, it's got to be like they've got to have some youth left in them so they can
process it and not.
Yeah. Die. So in 20 years, when they look back, they can remember it fondly, even though it was probably horrific.
You can get them a mint-flavored, crusty brand gum-based beverage. So,
Right. It took a full 3 minutes off the end of their life, but they'll enjoy that 3 minutes. Damn it.
I mean, you don't want those 3 minutes. They're 3 minutes at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
Those weren't good minutes. No. Spent much better with the Shamrock Shake and maybe a hot dog. Just bring those from home.
Just bring the hot dog from home.
Yeah.
I was watching something a couple of weeks ago that said eating a hot dog is the health equivalent of smoking a cigarette. And I just said, well, clearly I have more problems than I thought.
We had 2 heaters for dinner each tonight.
Right. Right.
I made them for lunch.
Taking a good 15 minutes away there. Andrew Galgan, first Shamrock Shake, tender memory or nightmare fuel. If you do it right, it's a little bit of both.
So, somewhere in between,
yeah.
Wait, Mark II design. I have your A and B sets. Didn't even realize it was you until I just went and checked the boxes.
Yeah, it's
all right. I figured he was new because you were here.
Yeah. Hey, and these are still for sale. You can go to mark2toys.com. And I think they're like $12 each. I don't remember.
See? There you go.
Yeah. So, but they're nice. They are not 3D printed. They are injection molded ABS. Awesome.
Hashtag plug the damn site.
Yeah. mark2toys.com. I thought I was being clever by creating a separate LLC for non 3D printed stuff because I didn't want people to get confused. Bad decision.
Just toys with an S, right?
Yeah. MARK, the number 2, toys, TOYS.com.
There we go.
Nice.
How you like that?
Look at
How you like that?
Nice. That is some of the best advertising I think I've ever had.
that.
So did you get anything store-bought in, Mark? Or can we move on to Rob?
Yeah, we're gonna have to move on. I haven't
All right.
got,
You got nothing.
anything. Got nothing.
I didn't get a whole lot either this week. It wasn't a great week for me either.
Nah, I didn't get much either. I opened some stuff I had gotten long ago, but no.
You mean you're not going to show off Superpowers bat thing?
Oh, Superpowers bat thing. I can do that. Yeah, hang on.
That's what I figured this whole segment was for you.
All right, hang on. Just
Superpowers bat thing.
Close.
While we're hanging on, the last thing that I actually did get was the
Oh, I love it.
Oh.
Mark, right as Mark starts to talk about what he did get in, it
Yeah.
freezes right up again. I love
Oh man.
Ooh.
it. Oh,
Yeah, I got the superpowered manta ship.
yeah. Go ahead, and pop that open there. Who's
Yeah.
inside?
Black
Oh, look,
manta.
It's Black Manta. He's come to kill you all.
Yeah, that's right.
Not hitting the camera at all with that one, Rob. But sure.
All right. And then straight from Super Friends,
It's the bat. What's it?
the bat multi-craft
Woo!
with the Batman and Robin inside.
That is some smooth canopy opening action.
Yeah. And look, flames out the back.
All right. I thought they just pop out.
Yeah.
I thought you just took them out and put them back in.
No, they pop out and then you can, there's a switch underneath here where you just slide them back up
There you go.
and then press down on the tail. Boom.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. The vehicles for this McFarlane Superpowers line are just outstanding.
Cool.
Yeah, they're not marvels of modern engineering, but
No, they're
But they've got play
they're marvels
features
of
like
80s
right.
engineering.
It's
They
they've
really
got some.
would fit right in with the old collection.
such as it is.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, that's what we got for what we got in. I didn't get nothing in. I had a boring week. I did get something in, but that gets its own production. So we'll deal with that later. Shout outs. Mark 2 Gerwig. Who we shouting out for this week?
Let's go with my cohorts in crime, Mike and Artwan. Big shout out to them. Shout out to my friend Chris Scott, who's just got the best energy. I love that guy. I feel like I should just have like a dozen people ready to fire off, but I'm done.
That's fine. It's like with Weber, we'd have to try and coax him to like thank his family or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I hear you.
My
Rap time,
family's
Rob.
chewing up all this bandwidth. I'm not thanking them.
Right? They're dead to us.
They're killing me.
They're in trouble. All right. Thanks to Mark for coming on tonight.
Woo!
Thank you.
And of course, thanks to the studio audience. And for whoever designed the school schedule this year, I hate you.
Andrew Galgan asks, any chance of CD and E weapon sets, Mark?
That is a great question. I have enough things designed, ready to go to do them. A and B didn't move as planned, So I don't know that I want to roll the dice and risk sitting on product way longer than I'd want to. So what might happen is like a Kickstarter where I do a big box or something. I'm not sure. I'm gonna do something.
It'll get done.
Something will get done, but I don't know that it's gonna be just C, D, E.
19J says needs to buy some more weapons so Mark can upgrade his bandwidth.
No kidding. I want FiOS.
And then of course Andrew Gauguin, Hasbro jams the signal whenever Mark has something to show, and I think that maybe.
I need to go back and watch because, like, on my end, I still see me talking in Mukfin.
Right.
So yeah. I don't know what I showed and what I didn't, what got missed. I have no idea.
Usually what goes through is what happens on my terminal, simply because it's the one that's hosting, and so it'll probably be a bunch of me and Rob laughing at whatever weird pose you were in and what we would draw with our light pen.
The funny thing is, right now, I don't know if everyone else can see it, but in Mark's segment of the screen, he's getting the loading circle going on, and it's always over one of his eyes. So we have given him that monocle.
Nice. Did you do a screen grab? Someone should.
I'm not seeing that, so I'm no help. But Josiah Alcorn says, thanks for the stream. I say thank you, Josiah Alcorn, for the super chat. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll reiterate Rob's shout out for our folks watching at home. You guys are the best. You're here every week. We love you. If you're catching us on replay, hey, we love you too. You actually count just as much. We appreciate all of our viewers, whether you're catching us now, in the future, 10 years from now, whatever it takes. We love you spreading the love. So thank you so much. As we said earlier, be sure to hit those buttons that hang around the middle of that box down there, right underneath Mark. Mark, if you would reach down, press those buttons, please. Which is to like the video.
You're not making me do that.
Like the video and subscribe to the channel, so we can continue to bring you these fine high budget extravaganzas every Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever day evening to going forward. We've got all kinds of cool stuff down in the description below. Our social media channels. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Threads and Bluesky, and all those addresses are right there for you. But give a shout out to our wonderful friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys. We'll sing the theme song real quick. Kokomo Toys. Kokomo Toys. So I think you're the first guest to actually join in.
I've been looking forward to doing the Kokomo Toys theme for months.
Right. I got to see the Kokomo Toys gang minus the mayor and the boss last week. It was kind of weird. I brought donuts and Todd wasn't there to get schmoozed by them. But the guys that were at the store, they were happy enough with donuts.
Did they hook you up?
I mean, they always hook me up. It's Kokomo Toys.
Okay.
I mean, did I buy fun stuff at Kokomo Toys? Yes, I did.
Excellent. Did you buy a beachhead?
Yes, I did.
Nice.
Perhaps more than one.
No kidding.
But I don't have a full number for you yet. I've actually far enough behind on those that I have to stop and renumber them.
Uh-oh.
Not renumber them, but like actually number them.
2.
So yeah, it's a big number on Beach Party 86, and at some point I will be able to finish that video to show the world my mania, my madness.
Wow.
I decided my kids needed to see the Ren and Stimpy episode, Space Madness. And I went searching for it. I figured it's got to be available to stream somewhere, but it's like I need to subscribe to a whole other thing to get it.
I would have thought Paramount.
Yeah, you'd figure.
I think it is Paramount, which I don't have.
I mean, if nothing else, Paramount will give you a 7-day free window.
Yeah,
make up some generic email address.
Make them sit through Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah. Yeah, Paramount Plus is one of the less offensive. Like I don't feel bad spending money every month for something that I might not necessarily watch, simply because it's pretty inexpensive and their movie selection is pretty great.
Yeah, there's actually a decent amount of stuff on that.
But anyways, before we get down another tangent, that's it. That's all we got. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday at 9 p.m. when our guest will be somebody.
Some guy.
On another wonderful episode of What's on Joe Mind. As our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Special thanks again to our wonderful friend Mark Gerwig of Mark II Design and the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast for joining us this week.
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the week, everybody. Yo, Joe.
Yo, Joe.
Nobody's going to do Mark's button thing, so I'll just hit the button.
Now, like I said, we're... Oh, Mark's stuck doing it. There you go.
Nice. Perfect.
His weird Busta Rhymes thing that I don't quite understand, but whatever. It's fine. Whatever it is, it's fine.